Peace and blessings. I pray each and every one of you are doing well. We're going to get right into it. Today's post is called the Motts. It's a phrase or a term, if you will. I recall being used years ago when people were describing having the best of something or acquiring the best of something. They would say, I have the Motts, or you got the Motts. It's describing something, like I said. And what prompted that initially was watching different programs in reference to somebody or people wanting to be in the best relationship with someone, wanting this particular person because if they had that person, it would in essence be make them be more important, or they would feel more important, more satisfied as a person. So I wanted to, the spirit moved me to come up with to expand upon that theme and just impart what I've learned through through my studies. So the first thing in reference to wanting to be the best or acquiring the best is work. It always comes back to self. I'm working on self. So if we start with that, if you want the best body, if you will, some people will, if they can afford, do surgery and do something to get it quickly. But when you get something done quickly, or you acquire something quickly, then there's the lack of appreciation for that which you've acquired, and then you will tend to lose it because you don't appreciate the work to get to that state of being. So for those who work out and they shaped their body into the one that they want, quote the Motts, maximizing their physicalness, they tend to maintain that because they understand and appreciate the work it took to get to the quote physical body that they have desired. And this can be expanded into terms of a job or a career or a company, anything external, seemingly external outside of us that we acquired, any material that we acquired and you worked for that. There's an appreciation for it if you're doing it properly to get from that point A of not having to the end result. And as I'm saying this, I think about the students, as I may have shared with you that I'm a success coach at Mercer County College. And what I do as a liaison, we help to help the students to navigate their experience in college. So to retain them and help them either to successfully transfer out of or obtain a degree, utilizing the resources and the nuances and things that they may not understand or have been aware of. And why it's coming to mind, I've within the last semester became a success coach for the men's basketball team. So, and part of that responsibility, I have not only collectively but individually, I have sessions with the players. We have Zoom sessions and we counsel them. So I get to know them not only as students, but also as individuals. We talk about personal life and stuff like that to help them to navigate. And what I impart upon them is I make the analogy of how hard they work playing basketball to become the best player that they can, because they understand they have to do that to, they have to put in the work, be it working on their body as well as their skill set, the individual skill set as well, along with the team concept to have a success collectively as a team. So they understand that process and they understand how to go from that point A, because a lot of them are freshmen, so it's the first time playing college ball, and it's quite different than playing high school basketball. And then translate that into college and the academic side and the same work. So saying I want to be a better student, but yet you don't want to put the work in that's required to get that great GPA that will successfully have you be able to participate playing basketball, as well as maybe exceed and not only have options of athletic scholarships, but also academic scholarships. Um, and it's possible if you put in the work. So again, still sticking with the Motts, if you will. So I'm thinking of that. And then as I move forward, like I said, the individual, your body, you want, I gave the example of the person wanting the Mott's body and the processes of going to get that, and by working on it to achieve it and appreciate it, and then bringing it back to what initially sparked the thought to do this post, um, being the relationship. A lot of people were consumed with, and it's understandable, of wanting to have a partner. And we're looking for certain things within our partners that we desire, be it what they may have, what they bring to the table intellectually, materially, as well as what they look like physically, to help. But that's like we're looking and searching for that, and not enough attention, at least from my observation, is is being done to, quote, be that Mott's person that will then be in harmony with that Mott's that you're looking for, which is in an individual who could be your partner. And as I'm saying it, it reminds me of a there was a segment that they used to play, have in college football, with the analysts. Um, a gentleman by Dr. They call his name is Dr. Lou Holtz, a former football coach. He became an analyst, and he used to do. They used to have a segment called Ask Dr. Lou, and he it became popular, and so much so that they would get, not only, quote, the regular fan would have a question he would read, and then he would give his spiel on and then addressing the question. So it got so popular that then they expanded it to have celebrities then pose questions to him, and then he would answer it. One that stuck out to me was this, um, I want to say not a skateboarder. I think his name is Shaun White. If not a skateboarder, snowboarder, he won the Olympics. Very popular guy, and he was live on set with Mr. Holtz, Dr. Holtz, and he said, posed to him his scenario. He said, Dr. Lou, I'm famous, and at times I don't know, when I'm dating, I don't know if the woman wants me for me, or if she wants to be with me because I am Shaun White. I'm struggling with this. What is your advice? And Dr. Lou simply said, be that what you are looking for, and then you will attract it. Simple but yet profound. Meaning, I took it as, instead of looking for the person or your mate or the Motts, be the Motts, and then you will attract the Motts. And we can have many layers on how we want to analyze it, but to me, it's that simple, and it's actually that much more attainable. And what I mean by that is, at times when we're seeking to acquire, quote, the Motts, we focus on things that we cannot control. So in this example, in reference to a partner, which is how I started the post, it's easier to control self or work on self versus working on others. And it's another adage that I would add to that, which is, if you want to change a situation, first change self, and that changes things around you. So if you're working on yourself spiritually, mentally, and then physically, then that vibration will then attract that which you are seeking, because you are working on it within yourself. Because I've had conversations with individuals in this context, and I imparted upon them what I've heard an analyst say, not Dr. Lou, but another person who was given philosophy, saying, well, what if you came across the perfect person who's to say, that you desire? Who's to say they will want to be with you? And the person paused. It's like, well, that's rude. And they're like, well, no, no, no. What I'm saying is, you're seeking this quote perfect person, but yet you haven't worked on yourself. So if you came across the perfect person, what will make them want to be with you who have not worked upon yourself to become perfect also, to be perfect complement to them? Made sense. Their point being was, you don't need to focus on the other person. Focus on self. And then going back to the material stuff, like I said, in quote, the Motts, in order to receive, I've learned, my studies have taught, in order to receive blessings, you must be thankful and count the blessings that you have, wherever you are. Count, there's blessings everywhere. Count those blessings, respect the blessings that you have. Thus, you can then be open to receive more blessings and work towards those blessings. So there are various scenarios where people are living in or not exposed to living in very terrible situations. But if there's one person who has made it from a similar terrible situation, that means that there's a roadmap for those who are in those situations to navigate out of them also. It's about working on self to move forward in it and utilizing the resources that are around you, even if they are limited resources, they're still resources. Utilize the people that are there, to the human resource as well as the material resource. So I will end with, again, talking about the Motts. We start with self, that God force, that energy that is within self. And if we focus on that, that will then lead us, because it's around us, as if you see it when it's in front of you. Because it's around us, but a lot of times we don't see it because we're looking for something else, or we've been not so much distracted, but we've been deceived to believe that the obtaining of satisfaction is seemingly outside of ourselves. So the Motts actually is you. You are the Motts. So what it is about is maximizing that Motts, or being in harmony with the God force within self, so that then as you are working on and refining that within you, which is the Motts, because I'm going to stick with the theme, then you emanate that, and that attracts that. You share it with others that are the Motts, and or you share it as a testimony to help others to see that inner Motts in them so that they can manifest the Motts. All right, enough of the Motts. Stay warm as possible. Peace and blessings and prayers and energy being sent. I have friends that are living in Texas as I'm doing this post. Then they're going through it, and I've reached out to and communicated with one of them. So prayers out, and I ask that you do the same to those who are suffering through that, and anyone who's suffering. Get some vitamin D. Stay safe, stay warm, laugh a lot. Laughter has healing powers. The vibration helps to release energy that has become toxic and within your system. Have some fun, and let's keep it moving. Stay safe. Wakanda forever. Hotep.